Good morning everyone. I'm at Great Torrington Station again, Tarka Trailing again today because it's gorgeous weather, and I don't want to overdo it either, as I have done in past years, so I'm doing on, off as far as cycling goes this week. This is an off day, a easy day-ish. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's April and it's like the middle of summer. As I said the other day, they're talking about extending this line to Bideford, but I don't know how they're going to do that without sacrificing the cycle trail, especially in the single bore tunnels and the bridges. Now that one looks as though they can manage that. Any of you with kids or grown-up kids like me may remember that on Thomas the Tank Engine. I think it was Toad, wasn't it? Toad, the brake van. So how far am I planning to cycle today along here? I don't know yet. Barnstable probably, and back. There is a ride I do that goes over the top, but as I said, I'm not going to overdo it. I learnt my lesson about that in past years. Thanks. Here we are at the first crossing of the Torridge River. I think the next crossing is the one with the beam aqueduct on the left. The old canal. I've got another video that I did on Saturday, which is me cycling along here to Fremington and back. The weather wasn't quite so sunny. Oh, and I do like to watch my videos of the Tarka Trail in winter on my exercise bike, so this is what I'm doing, another video. of the Tarka Trail. And this is the bridge with the weir, so it's the next one that has the aqueduct. I wonder why the weir was built. I'll have to Google it. Do check out my video from yesterday where I did a pretty ride up and down, up and down, up and down in the little lanes east of, it'll come to me in a moment, Holsworthy. Quite a strenuous ride, lots of up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I think it was about 22, 23 miles. So do check that out. And please keep the lovely comments coming. I've had some wonderful comments, especially about whether or not I should continue making these videos. Or let's just pause and look at the aqueducts again. I hope you can see it over there. That structure. It looks like a road bridge, but it isn't. It's what used to carry the canal. And the road's up there, but not, that was for the canal. And the reason when they built the railway they didn't recycle that and use that is that it twists and turns too much for a train with its coaches. So they had to build new crossings at great expense. And apparently the railway nearly didn't get built because of that. So I've been Googling a little bit more. Oh, and there's some interesting books at the cottage on the history of Bideford. Not that easy to Google stuff where I am at the cottage because the internet is terrible. I think it's slower than the old dial-up. And on-off as well. Still haven't found out what that little ruin is, the little Gothic ruin at Bideford though. But hopefully I will find out by the time I edit this video. And this part of the trail has a nice new-ish surface, tarmacked. It is tarmacked for a bit beyond Torrington Station in the other direction, but then after that, round about East Yard or just before that, it loses the tarmac and becomes a bit more tricky to cycle along. And also there's an incline, an uphill incline. And that was a section that used to be used for the goods trains coming from Clay Works, I think it was, because passengers only went as far as Torrington. Until Mr. Beeching axed it. It was open, I think, into the 80s for goods and the odd special excursion, passenger excursion. It's very warm. I wish I'd worn my shorts. I'll wear them tomorrow. Tomorrow, planning to do a ride from Barnstaple Station on the other side of the river, other side of the Tor estuary, still on the old railway line, to Braunton, and just outside Braunton it stops, the old Tarka Trail track, and you have to go on the road if you're going to go any further, apart from when you meet the old railway going into Ilfracombe at or near Morto, and then you can cycle on the old railway again. Not sure if I'll be doing that or if I'll be doing coastal ride. I think that used to have the steepest incline of all mainline branch lines. Correct me if I'm wrong. From Ilfracombe Station up to Morto. This is a beautiful time of year to cycle, isn't it? All this woodland. We're alongside the river going into Bideford. Today the pollen count is sky high, and of course I've not brought my antihistamine tablets, have I? I have terrible struggles on the bike with regard to hay fever. And it seems to last all year round. But not off the bike, it's weird. I looked it up last night, and apparently it's something that happens to quite a few cyclists. Exercise-induced rhinitis, which is a kind of allergy very similar to hay fever. Let me know if you suffer from it and what you do to fix it or to make it easier to manage. Over there we've got pretty Weir Gifford, which I haven't cycled through yet on this holiday. But I usually do on my bike rides around here. It's really nice. little waterfall or runoff from a pipe. As I said on my bike ride yesterday, this week I'm not pushing it too much as I've done in previous years. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. In previous years, when I brought my bike down here, I've done like five or 6 days slog. Really hilly rides, quite long. And doing that either ends up with, in the middle of the week, I'm too tired to get out of bed. I have no energy whatsoever. I'm flagging on the ride before that, as I remember last time. And stroke or like I did one October when I did 6 days in a row, including Dartmoor at the end. I ended up in bed for a whole week afterwards. I couldn't get out of bed. I was so exhausted, and that is not healthy, not physically or mentally. But what's good this year is my drive to do that has gone, and that is such a good thing. Because I don't think it was a healthy drive. So that's why I'm doing 1 day on, 1 day off. And I had a word with my bike coach yesterday by email, and I said to him, I'm not feeling as fit as I usually do. And he said, well, it's not a bad thing, that really isn't, and you've had a lot on your plate this year with your mum with dementia, having to deal with all that, trying to sell her flat, and then my best friend, my dearest friend, dying in January. And he said, just enjoy. Training can come later or not, as you choose. Which I think was very sensible advice. He's always good for advice like that. We've never actually met. We liaise via email and phone, and he monitors all my bike rides and everything. It's coming up behind you. It's okay, thanks. And he's been coaching me since just before COVID. 5 years. or 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, something like that. Here's the tunnel. See, I'm not sure how this would work if they extended the railway to here. Where would we go? We'd have to go over the top on the road. Unless there's room for cyclists and trains. Oops. I could do it here because it's a wider bridge, isn't it? When I get time, I'll probably split this video into 2 videos, there and back, as well as the full length one. It's all down to time. And here we're coming into the tidal section just before Bideford. Lots of interesting history about Bideford. In this book that I've been reading. Coming past you. Thanks. I don't yet know what that is. Looks like the tide's on its way out. Later in the day it'll be coming in the opposite direction. You can see it going that way. We'll look at that again on the way back. I think that must be a folly, but when I googled Bideford folly, nothing came up. Bideford's famous for its old bridge with many arches, which part of it collapsed in the 1960s, which cut off the town from one side east to the water, this side, and Bideford that side, apart from an improvised footbridge and a ferry, which obviously couldn't operate when the tide was out. And also in the First World War, they put a track down on that bridge with a little locomotive, presumably to take stuff into the town. I don't know. I didn't get that far to find out in the book. I know that the townsfolk weren't too happy when this railway was constructed along the estuary. Presumably they thought it would be an eyesore. And so what the sneaky railway people did was they brought the construction men along on a Sunday when everyone would be at church and not expecting people to be working. That didn't go down very well. But I imagine generations later they benefited from the railway, as we do now with this. You can maybe see the bridge there. Hello. Thank you. Little dog. Bideford station coming up. Well, it was double line and they passed on the single line token from the signal box. Line was split up into sections all along with signal boxes where they did that. Thank you. Pointed this out last time. Hotel with its very own platform. I was trying to work out why the guests couldn't walk from the station, which is just there, to here, but maybe it was because there was that bridge was too narrow. And maybe they just didn't like walking. This is still a hotel and it was really sumptuous in its time. Had a palm court and spa and all sorts. Really, really sumptuous Victorian hotel, and I found some photographs of it in the book about Bideford. And they could probably market it as a hotel with its own railway station where you could just alight and you were porters maybe waiting here to take your luggage in. Imagine that. Gets a bit bumpy now, the surface. It's just so pretty. Apple blossom. Oh, you can smell it. You can smell it. You wonder if these have a problem with flooding, don't you? Bumpy here. It's the newish high roads bridge which we go under. Which will of course take a lot of the traffic out of Bideford, which is a good thing, I imagine. Oh, you can smell the sea. I love that. That smell. All those home fragrances that are supposed to smell of the sea, they don't smell like that. You wouldn't want that really, would you, in your house? The sort of fishy smell. Don't quite know where they got that scent from, the one in the home fragrance one. Probably made up, a bit like the fresh cotton one, which really smells like something that's been laundered rather than actual cotton, I imagine. I don't know. You tell me. So we're swinging towards INSTOW now, after going underneath the bridge. These boats, that one looks like a houseboat, like someone lives there. The others look a bit wrecked. Thanks. Look at Appledore over the river, INSTOW there. I think I must be heading over towards Braunton there. The Braunton is not on the river. Oops. Thanks. Look, that surface. This needs a serious resurface. So nice when you get on a resurfaced section like this. INSTOW. Refurbishing the station sign. It's not there at the moment. And the signal boxes are listed building and has all its stuff still inside, all the levers and everything. There. Of course you can't come to INSTOW without going to the beach, so we shall do that now again. A lot of driftwood here. Can make all sorts of things out of it. My husband would be collecting it, making plans as to what he'd make for some craft fair that we haven't had and keep saying we're going to. Next stop is Fremington Quay. A little tunnel coming up. Bumpy. Guardian's telling me we're below sea level here. -1 metre. Oh, we're back to sea level again. It tells me 0 metre. Oh no, gone down again. Thank you. Thanks. We're coming up to Fremington Quay. It's another place where they would have exchanged tokens up for the single line. single line from Barnstaple onwards this way. Thanks. I think this is the river Yo. Is it pronounced Yo? Y-E-O. Yo. I've just been talking to a nice lady from Sustrans, the cycle network, who funds all these wonderful cycle routes around the country, National Cycle Network. And I'll do a separate video. Like, I asked her if I could video her explaining what they do. So I said I'd do a shout out for Sustrans on my video channel. So if you want to know all about what they do, please check it out. And they're looking for subscribers, obviously. I said I'd have to think about that because I'm on a state pension, limited to how much I can spend. She said to me, "Have you got any kids?" I said, "No." "Oh yes, I forgot. I've got I've got one, but he's not a kid." He's in his 30s. And thus far he has no kids of his own. I'm not a grandma yet. Most of my friends are, though. So she, in a jealous sort of way. Envious, should I say. Yeah, so do check out the video if I do make a video of the chat with the Sustrans lady, if it comes out okay. You can see the tall bridge at Barnstaple there. before that was built, I imagine Barnstaple was a bit of a bottleneck. It still is a bit of a bottleneck, even with that bridge. Well, it is when you're driving up out of Barnstaple towards Braunton. You have to go over that if you're going to go from Barnstaple along the Tarka Trail on that side of the river to Braunton. If you're interested in mileage, so far from Torrington station, we've done nearly 13 miles. So if you're going there and back, obviously that's 26 miles. Barnstaple station is still British Rail station, functioning station. So you can get the train from Exeter with your bike and cycle along here. Used to be called Barnstaple Junction. When the line would cross the river to go along there to Ilfracombe via Braunton and Morto for Willicombe. Bit of a climb up the hill from Willicombe to Morto, as I can testify on my bike. This is the River Tor, T-A-W. parked boats down there. Get a lot of them. It's funny, they're quite picturesque, but if it was a dumped car in a similar condition, people wouldn't find it so picturesque, would they? Like the fly tipping that I see when I cycle along some places. Obviously it deviates from the railway footbed here as we come into Barnstable. There are a series of underpasses. If you're confused which to follow the signs for the cafe. If you want to get to the station, if you want to get to Ilfracombe Braunton, you turn left. There is a large car park, massive car park at Barnstable Station. It used to be really cheap after 10 a.m, but since it's been privatised, it's not. At the moment, I think it's about, is it £5.50 a day? Train. Oh, they've got it. Could get lost if they didn't have that sign. That's a new sign, which is good. That's one of the things Sustrans are doing, improving the signage so you don't get confused or lost. This is the large car park at the station. There's a cafe here. The old station cafe is now independently run. Sweet little cafe. Station Master's Cafe.